cheap they are. Chex would like to take a moment to remind you how good we are. We know that's a different approach, but then nothing else is a Chex.
Live from Wood TV 8, West Michigan's news leader, Suzanne Jiha, Tom Van Howe, meteorologist Craig James, and Jack Doles with sports. This is 24-Hour News 8.
A gasoline tanker is burning at this hour out of control on Interstate 96 in downtown Grand Rapids. Good evening, everybody. I'm Tom Van Howe.
And I'm Susan Shaw, in for Suzanne Jiha. That is tonight's top story. The fire continues to rage at this minute. Let's get right to News 8's Raj Chauhan, who is live at the scene. Raj?
Hey, Sue, apparently this happened about 30 minutes ago. You can still see the flames behind me. Looks like a fuel tanker became disattached from the main cab heading eastbound down 196 and just caught fire and is just burning all over the place and dropping burning fuel into the river. We've got some video of this spectacular blaze we just shot. We're going to roll that right now. According to eyewitnesses, it happened pretty fast. The truck was already on fire, as I mentioned earlier, and flying down 196. Here's what one eyewitness had to say.
I'm a postal employee, and I was on the back dock on my coffee break, and I heard a metal grating noise, very loud, so I stood up and saw what was a tanker. What did not seem that it had a truck attached, it was just sliding down the expressway with flames coming out. At that point, I just ran for the post office and called 911.
Now, according to another eyewitness that we talked to, the driver of that cab did manage to get away from the blaze and is okay at this time. Apparently, when the cab became separated, the cab was about a good block ahead of the tanker that was following it down the road. That person is okay right now. We have no word yet on any other possible injuries. We're live in Grand Rapids. Raj Chauhan, News 8.
And Raj, very quickly, we'll be checking back with you through the show, but I imagine traffic is stopped both ways right now.
Well, traffic is moving slow. There's certainly a gaper's delay on both sides. Lots of people out here just watching what's going on in stunned amazement, but yeah, it certainly is slowing things down.
So authorities don't have any evacuations in place or anything like that with the looks of all the people behind you?
Not as of yet. Apparently they've got their hands full working on this fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we'll be back with you, Raj.
Thanks, Raj.
Our other top story tonight, the state of Michigan is joining suit with 12 other states suing the tobacco industry for more than $14 billion. Attorney General Frank Kelly made the announcement today. News 8's Laurel Hess has the story.
In other words, it's the only product made in America. If you use it as the manufacturer intended, it will kill you.
Referring to tobacco companies as merchants of death, Kelly accused them of killing millions of Americans and costing taxpayers billions.
The care and treatment of these Michigan citizens has placed a significant financial burden on Michigan citizens, but it rightfully should be borne by the cigarette manufacturers and their allied interests.
The lawsuit orders tobacco companies to disclose all research information, to fund an education campaign, to stop certain advertising, and to pay $14 billion in damages.
Frank Kelly made his announcement here at a hospital, which he says is the true Marlboro country. And in fact, physicians say they're behind this decision 100%.
Dr. Tooker came all the way from Grand Rapids to listen to the man he now calls his hero.
We've got to do something to stop the tobacco industry and also to recoup the terrible health care cost losses to the state of Michigan.
Smokers will tell you it's an addiction, but most say tobacco companies aren't to blame.
I pick it up, not the tobacco company. I pick it up.
In Lansing, Laurel Hess, News 8.
News 8 contacted a number of tobacco company lobbyists and others who, as a matter of course, would disagree with Frank Kelly's position, but they refused to talk with us today, saying only, or predicting only, we should say, that the lawsuit will not be won.
Testimony will begin tomorrow in the murder trial of two teens charged with killing a Grand Rapids party store clerk. Salo Montalvo, seen here in the white shirt, and Christopher Peltier are accused of murdering 60-year-old Rodney Corp. Corp was gunned down last February during a robbery at the beer cooler store on the city's west side. A third defendant in the case, Robert Mays, was convicted in June for his part in the murder. A sentence for a sex offender. Repeat offender James Rankin will spend the next 15 to 22 years behind bars for sexually assaulting two young girls on July 4th. Police say the two young sisters were on vacation at Pleasure Island when the 35-year-old Muskegon man attacked them. The sentencing of offenders like Rankin is a hotly debated issue. News 8's Leanne Suter is in the newsroom with more on that. Leanne?
Susan, one side says we should lock up offenders for life. The other side says we should put them in rehabilitation.
You know, I got something up there that needs some help, and I'm willing to get it, but I didn't mean to hurt anybody.
But Rankin's been through sex therapy before, and still, he's returned to his life of crime. Some say repeat offenders like Rankin can never be rehabilitated, and therefore should spend the rest of their lives behind bars.
My concern as a prosecutor is when we open that prison door, we're allowing that person out to reoffend with our children. Our children deserve a better system.
A system that would lock away repeat offenders. Tagg says in his 14 years in prosecution, he's seen numerous rehabbed offenders who end up attacking another victim. But opponents say no matter what the crime, more than half of convicted felons end up reoffending. And as the state's current judicial system stands, almost every criminal is bound to get out of prison sooner or later. Rehab supporters say it makes sense to try and help as many offenders as possible.
And if we don't treat the person and try to get it so that they don't repeat, if we don't try and give them skills or something, they're almost bound to keep in the system.
Some states have what's called 3 strikes, you're outlaws, which put 3-time convicted offenders behind bars for life. In Michigan, the only crime that automatically sends a person to jail for life is first-degree murder. We're live in the newsroom. Leanne Suter, News 8.
Police now know who the woman is whose body was found on a wooded hillside in Grand Rapids West Side. Investigators say dental records led them to identify the skeleton as 36-year-old Michelle Becker of Comstock Park. Her family reported her missing 10 days after she vanished at Hall and Cass on Grand Rapids Southeast Side. Investigators say a brother dropped her off so she could buy crack cocaine. That was on April 27. Police still don't know the cause of her death.
Business at a Grand Rapids bank came to a halt today during a holdup. Witnesses say a man entered the Old Kent Bank on Michigan, handed a teller a note which said he was armed and he demanded cash. He fled on foot. No one was injured in that.
A contract dispute at Grand Rapids Community College could disrupt the beginning of the school year. News 8's Joe LaFergie is live outside GRCC right now with details. Joe?
Tom, 17 months, and administrators and trustees here and faculty members still haven't been able to hammer out a contract. So last night, the Board of Trustees went ahead and implemented their own contract. Now, whether faculty members will honor this remains to be seen. The start of school is set for next Tuesday. After 17 months of bargaining, the Grand Rapids Community College Board of Trustees has placed what can be best described as a take-it-or-leave-it proposal on the table. Trustees say they've met with the Faculty Association over 45 times since last spring, but so far the two sides haven't even come close to cutting a deal. So trustees have laid out what they call their final offer. It includes a pay raise amounting to 6% over the next 4 years. Controversial overload pay, in which instructors earn more for taking on more than the normal class load, will be reduced. The way overload pay is doled out will also change. Seniority and administrative discretion will be used to determine who gets it and how much. This is just the latest volley in the war of words that's been waged between GRCC officials and Faculty Association members. Last May, the Faculty Association not only rejected a contract offer, but also passed a vote of no confidence against GRCC President Richard Calkins. They say Calkins lacks integrity. Last night, Calkins told News 8 if teachers don't show up to work next Tuesday, they'll be replaced by non-union part-time instructors.
We've been trying to find the middle ground through the 40 sessions that we've had. And as I said, that they've made absolutely no movement. They have not been willing to put any counter proposal so that you get the feeling we can really negotiate.
And we did try to contact Faculty Association members for comment today. They did not return our calls. We're live in Grand Rapids. Joe LaFergie, News 8.
All right, thank you, Joe.
Thanks, Joe. Meantime, the academic year is officially underway at another area college. Freshmen from Aquinas College spent the day today working on a volunteer project to help them get warmed up for the school year. Students worked all day at Ottawa Montessori School, getting the playground and the school ready for students and teachers who are moving to the school from Congress Montessori. Classes at Aquinas start on Monday.
And as we go to break, we're going to check in one more time with that gasoline tanker fire on Interstate 96. It continues to burn.
There's some live pictures.
In fact, the river was on fire earlier as well.
Right.
As thousands of gallons of gasoline on fire dropped into the river. An odd sight. We'll get an update for you when we come back.
This Sunday, 24-hour News 8's Tom Van Houw begins his live coverage from the Democratic National Convention in Chicago. Michigan is a key state in the presidential election. Find out what the Democrats will do to get your vote and learn the role West Michigan will play at the convention. Plus, get interesting behind-the-scenes reports of convention activities. For a live local look at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago, watch Sunday at 6 and 11 on 24-hour News 8. First, best, live.
When you're talking about Italian clothing at the Men's Warehouse, high fashion and high quality don't always add up to high prices. I guarantee it.
The Men's Warehouse, across from Woodland Mall.
No matter how high the thermometer climbs or how sticky the humidity gets, nothing will be hotter this summer than the deals you'll get during Jeep Summer Days, where you can lease Jeep Grand Cherokee for just $299 a month, or lease Cherokee Sport for $219 a month, including no-charge air. And get deals that are truly steamy on the all-new Jeep Wrangler. But you'd better hurry in, because deals this incredibly hot are bound to cool down fast.
See your local Jeep and Eagle dealer.
Let's update that tanker fire out on 196 in downtown Grand Rapids.
Raj Chauhan is standing by. And Raj, it looks as though it's kind of diminished somewhat. They're getting this thing under control?
That's right, Tom. They are getting it under control. You can see behind me a hose stream, the fire truck. The fire is actually out, and you can see the outline of the truck right now. It looks like the blaze is completely under control at this point. But just to briefly summarize again what happened, apparently a fuel truck became disengaged from the cab and caught fire. The truck slid down I-196 rather, eastbound. Now, we did talk to a woman who was right behind the tanker and saw it slip behind the bed, and the next person you'll hear from is the trucker himself.
And I got out of the way of the fire, and I pulled around, and I went to go make sure that the driver was okay, because I thought, you know, there was a little kind of explosion, like, and the fire started coming out.
Did you have any inclination this was going to happen?
None whatsoever.
Now, just to give you an idea of the intensity of the fire, we were standing on the bridge right over here, and you could literally feel the heat, and it's got to be a good 400 or 500 yards away. Now, we are told at this point we have no reports of injuries yet, no confirmed reports, so the driver did make it out okay, and at this point it looks like a lot of people just got very lucky. We're live in Grand Rapids. Raj Chauhan, News 8.
Okay, thank you, Raj.
Thanks,
and we'll
Raj.
check back with you. If you learn anything else, let us know.
Okay.
We'll be back to you. Thank you. Well, meantime, the Girl Scouts of America and other similar groups can no longer sing those songs around the campfire unless they pay for the rights to do so. Hard to believe? Well, that is the law, according to a union for songwriters who are scouting for fees. News 8's Chris Halsney has this story.
Kids singing their lungs out at camp, a sight that brings smiles to all, except perhaps lawyers for the American Society of Composers, Authors, and Publishers. ASCAP has informed camp hosts, like the Girl Scouts, that it owns most tunes, so if you sing, you pay. The news prompted a slew of callers to radio stations today.
It really angers me to no end.
How many pairs of shoes are these little girls going to wear out, going door to door trying to sell cookies to raise enough money to be able to legally sing God Bless America? Give me a break.
What songs can't kids sing for free anymore? News 8 checked on ASCAP's internet site. Row, row, row your boat, The Bear Went Over the Mountain, My Country 'Tis of Thee, This Old Man, and Happy Birthday are all on the don't list.
As a news organization, whenever we use music in a newscast, we have to fill out some forms and send them to ASCAP and pay them for the right to use that music, even if it's just in the background. Local camp groups now are wondering what they have to do to comply with the law. Lorna Palm, executive director of nearly 800 Girl Scout troops here in West Michigan, says they may have to increase prices at camp to pay ASCAP.
That's a very integral part of camp, is to, you know, sit around the campfire and sing songs. I don't see that we would stop that. We would have to find a way to pay the fee.
ASCAP has the legal right to require payment when its songs are used outside a small group of friends or family. It remains to be seen, however, if songwriters are bold enough to sue the Boy or Girl Scouts for singing God Bless America. In Grand Rapids, Chris Halsney, News 8.
And they would have to do an awful lot of hiking to enforce that. ASCAP says it's not picking on the Scouts, but giving them a special exemption they say would open the floodgates for others not to pay for copyrighted materials.
What a surprise. I can't believe that.
You know, just like they're picking on them.
I know. The Girl Scouts, no less. We've gotten a little break from the humidity today.
But Storm Teammate meteorologist Craig James says we could be in for some wet weather, but great weather as well. Back next with your forecast.
If you've waited all summer for clearance time, your time has come. Right now at your 4 Grand Rapids Ford dealers, the factory authorized clearance is on. With big savings and huge dealer discounts on the best selection ever. Get $1,000 cash back on Ford Taurus, $1,500 cash back on Windstar, and up to $1,400 in option package savings on Explorer. You can even lease a 96 Ranger for just $189 per month with no money down. It's clearance time at Borgman, Duntler, Tony Benton, and Keller. We've got you covered.
You're probably asking yourself, are they just trying to torment me? Nah, it's just that our $1.99 double cheeseburger combo is such a great deal. So all we'd like you to remember is the juicy double cheeseburger, small order of our world-famous crispy golden fries, small ice-cold Coke, and of course, the $1.99. Oh, and where to get it.
Because no shoes, no shirt, no school. Because paper plates go with picnic tables, not dining sets. Because you can't wear cutoffs to a PTA meeting. Because all your towels smell like sunscreen. You need a 13-hour sale. Hudson's 13-hour sale. Starts Thursday, ends Thursday.
Come on and let me show you where it's at. Come on, a brand new Ford is in your grasp. Come on, you'll only find these deals at the Greater Michigan Ford deal. I like it like that.
You'll really like Ford's factory authorized clearance. Choose Ford Explorer and save over $1,400. It receives the highest overall rating for sport utilities. Or get $900 cash back on a new 96 Escort.
Come on, you'll always find great deals at your Greater Michigan Ford dealer. I like it like that.
This portion of News 8 is brought to you by Spartan Stores.
Good evening, everyone. Most all of us have had a dry day today here in western Michigan, although kind of warm and muggy this afternoon. But we do have a couple of showers that popped up. I guess the one just southeast of Kalamazoo is pretty much dissipated, maybe a few sprinkles there, but still a small thunder shower now in extreme southwestern St. Joe County, just north of Indiana. But most of us are going to stay dry this evening. Maybe later tonight, a little different story. But let's take a look at the current conditions here in western Michigan. Again, it has been a warm day. I think Grand Rapids has had the coolest reading. We're only at 84. Everybody else was up higher. As you saw, both Holland and Kalamazoo made 90 this afternoon. Our dew point's at 67, but all the dew points south and west of Grand Rapids are up around 70 or better again. So it's still kind of muggy. Relative humidity 56%. Barometer holding steady now. We're just starting to fall a little bit. Winds are out of the east at 8, and we have had no rainfall here during the day today. But this morning there were a few dissipating showers down in Indiana, but a couple of thunder showers tried to form before noon in northern Illinois. They fell apart, and then many more formed around Chicago and South Bend. In fact, these have produced a couple of inches of rain up in northern Indiana earlier today. But more thunder showers are developing in southwest Wisconsin and eastern Iowa. There's a warm front in through here, and as that moves off to the northeast, there's a chance one of those could get in here later tonight. Certainly a better chance during the day tomorrow. There's a tornado watch, in effect now for northern Minnesota. And again, that's all out ahead of this cold front that is out here in the Plain States that'll give us our best chance of rain tomorrow during the day. But still, maybe one here later on tonight as the system continues to move on through. Very uncomfortable air down in through here, and unfortunately, that's what we are going to be in. Now, we've had a tropical system down in the Gulf and in the Yucatan area. This was Hurricane Dolly, now Tropical Storm Dolly, now probably going to become Hurricane Dolly again down here in the Bay of Campeche. Center's just moved off the Yucatan. Looks as if it's going to come on shore northeast Mexico, south of Brownsville, but there's just tons of moisture out ahead of that system coming into the Gulf Coast. Hope that should stay just south of us, but I think this front's going to pick up enough moisture that we've got a pretty good chance for a few showers and thunder showers in the area here during the day tomorrow, and some of them could contain some heavy rainfall. And then behind it's going to turn pretty nice for the weekend. So let's check the details. For tonight, there's just south of Kalamazoo, there's a chance of a shower this evening, otherwise partly cloudy. A little better chance late tonight in the viewing area. Kind of a warm and muggy one with lows about 65 to 70, and even a few patches of fog around. The outlook for tomorrow, variable cloud cover, a few showers and thunderstorms. It won't rain all day long, and hopefully everybody, at least the areas that need some more rain, will see some. Some spots are already quite wet. But high temperatures tomorrow about 84 to 88 if we can get any sun. Southwest winds on the lake tomorrow, waves 1 to 3 feet. Water temps go from 67 in Holland to 72 at South Haven. Our 5-day outlook. Tomorrow will be a chance of shower or thundershower during the day, and right now the weekend looks really very nice. We'll finally get into some drier air, and maybe a shower again Monday afternoon with another front coming from the north. So nothing really hot after tomorrow, and again, maybe a lot of places like Grand Haven, Grand Rapids need more rain. Maybe we can get some tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Without severe weather. We'll see. Need it.
Yes,
yeah.
we do.
Thanks.
Thanks, Craig. They snapped their losing streak last night.
And now the Tigers are going for 2 in a row this afternoon in Detroit against the White Sox.
Plus, Dennis Rodman walking down the aisle. Matt Weiner unveils the big mystery. Next in sports.
Stunning.
It's back to school time again, and that means you can chalk up the savings at your Spartan store. Save on Eckrich Bologna or Frank's, only 99 cents. Spartan brand 12-ounce shredded cheddar or mozzarella, 3 for $5. Era liquid laundry detergent, 3 for $10. And 6-roll Northern Free Bath Tissue, 2 for $3. Stop by your Spartan store and chalk up the savings.
Call toll-free for a Spartan store near you.
It's your last chance. Duttler Ford announces the last extravaganza of the summer. Now's your last chance to save big on over 100 conversion vans in stock, featuring Universal, StarCraft, and Cobra vans from just $18,995, or lease payments as low as $239 a month. Enjoy refreshments and balloons for the kids. Meet factory representatives and check out over 50 conversion vans in Duttler's indoor showroom on Saturday. It's the last summer blowout extravaganza, and it ends soon, only at Duttler Ford.
Discover New York Carpet World's absolute best savings offer. Carpet installation free. Yes, any residential carpet installed free. You could save hundreds of extra dollars. Carpet for several rooms, a whole house, we'll install it free. Any brand, style, or color, we'll install it free. Every carpet we carry, we'll install it free. Discover the world of New York Carpet World and shop now for carpet installation free.
I got a tip on the perfect stock,
The stock tripled today on
but
the
I
news
wanted
as
to
the
think
merger
about
is
it.
going through.
I got offered these perfect seats,
Got the tickets, but I gotta know in an hour.
but I didn't get back to him in time.
Sorry, I gave him a fill.
Then I found a Cadillac DeVille with that North Star system. And this summer deal really looked like a good time to buy. And I thought, well, there's the perfect car. So I run to the dealer, and wouldn't you know it, I got it. Hey, I got the best of the three.
See your Cadillac dealer today.
Hi, everyone. Say what you'd like about the Tigers. They may not be good, but hey, they do show some spark now and then. Detroit ended a stormy 3-game set with the White Sox this afternoon with a comeback win, finally taking 2 of 3 from the Sox. And this is Melvin Nieves, and Melvin is red hot. 3rd homer in 24 hours for Melvin. 20th of the season. This one tied it at 3. In the 8th, 4-all, Brad Ausmus delivers 3-run job. Tigers win at 7-4. A couple of ex-Padres getting it done. The Chicago Cubs said so long to Sammy Sosa for a while. The National League's leading home run hitter could be out the rest of the season with a broken bone in his right hand. It happened in the first inning of Tuesday's game with the Marlins when Florida pitcher Mark Hutton hit Sammy with the bases loaded. Ironically, Sosa picked up his 100th RBI on the play. He also has 40 home runs. Andre Dawson Day at Wrigley Field, honoring the former Cub who's going to retire at the end of the season. And the Cubs taking out their Sosa frustration on the fish this afternoon. This is Scott Bullitt, who replaced Sosa in right field. And what a job he did. A home run, 3 for 4, 3 RBI. He also scored 3 runs. Cubs beat the Fish 8-3. In the National League, the Giants leading the Mets in the 8th at San Francisco. The Angels beat the Yankees. So, hey, the Tigers just 28.5 games back now.
They can do it.
Yeah, there you go. The Brewers beat the Twins 10-7. Football news, and it's not good news from East Lansing, where the Spartans announced a pair of starters will be academically ineligible for the 96 season. The biggest blow is running back Mark Renaud. Renaud was a 1,000-yard runner last season. Dan Marley, how tough is Miami Dolphins camp? With Jimmy Johnson running the show, well, today the Dolphins traded one of the most accurate kickers in NFL history, sending Pete Stoyanovich to the Chiefs for a draft pick. Coach Johnson goes with the unproven Joe Nedney instead, just because he boots longer kickoffs. Dan Marley is headed back to Miami tonight, where he's expected to sign a free agent contract with the Heat. You remember the last time Marley headed to Florida with a Heat contract waiting for him, he turned around during a layover in Dallas. The Traverse City native would have preferred to return to Phoenix, where he played his first 7 NBA seasons. But the Suns just don't have any money left under the salary cap. Marley spent last year with Cleveland, his deal in Miami, 3 seasons for $8 million. And former Grand Rapids hoop guard Elliot Perry is on the move. The Suns will reportedly trade Perry to the Milwaukee Bucks for a draft pick. The deal to come September 1st. Perry has spent parts of 3 NBA seasons in Phoenix. And finally, there is hope for millions of single women tonight because Dennis Rodman is still a bachelor. The Worms' scheduled wedding this afternoon in Manhattan turned out to be, if you can imagine this, just a publicity stunt. You have to admit, however, the reigning rebounding champ does make a stunning bride. Yes, he wore white, along with a blonde wig and matching nose rings. No sign of a fiancé, though. Rodman did reportedly propose to a New York stripper. Just Dennis promoting his book and creating havoc, just like on the basketball court, and throngs of people there to see it.
Look at all those people. Yes.
I just can't figure him out. Nobody can.
It's not that he does it, it's people go to see it.
They sure do.
Unbelievable.
And we're all looking at it. It's on our, we just put it on the air anyway.
Thanks, Matt.
Amazing. Well, when we come back, we're going to check on the gasoline tanker fire. We've been updating you on throughout the newscast.
Make sure and stay with us.
Imagine, first there was the Mercury Villager, the minivan that drives like a car. Check this out, fingertip flexibility. Take a look at this, the 1997 Mercury Mountaineer. The sport utility you can step right into. It's got loads of safety features, and with all-wheel drive, you can go almost anywhere, anytime. Maybe it is time to imagine yourself in a Mercury.
Imagine yourself in a Mercury now. Because your kids' jeans have more holes than denim. You need a 13-hour sale. Hudson's 13-hour sale. Starts Thursday, ends Thursday.
Menards has priced right savings. Enjoy the beauty of storm and screen doors from Chamber Door. The Vision's full view is extra thick with airtight weather seal and super strong hinges. Now $179. Get longer wear with Jubilee kid-proof carpet. It's backed by a 20-year stain and color warranty. Choose from 5 colors, just $8.73 a square yard. Find more for your floors at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Is this the year you do something about your balding head? Get the facts about quality hair transplants from Medical Hair Restoration. Hair transplants are natural, permanent, and affordable. See for yourself. Call 1-800-444-0055 and ask for your free video and brochure. Medical Hair Restoration provides the finest in hair transplants for both men and women. Call 1-800-444-0055 for your free video and brochure, and do something about your hair loss.
It's taken an entire year to build. Along the way, things were changed, rules broken. Now it's finally ready. Announcing the Dodge Summer Clearance. Get a great deal on Dodge Caravan, the first and only minivan to be named Motor Trend's Car of the Year. Get up to $760 in package value discounts. Better act now, because summer clearance means our best sales year is nearly over. And it will take another 12 months to build our next one.
That spectacular gasoline tanker fire on the Ford Freeway over the Grand River is now out.
News 8's Raj Chauhan is live with the latest on what's happening. Raj?
Well, hey, guys, we've learned that that tanker was holding 8,500 gallons of gasoline when it went up in flames. We'll show you what it looks like right now. It's kind of an empty shell. Firefighters are right now combing through the wreckage, putting out the hot spots. Now, we do have a little bit of more information on where that truck came from. It's a Marathon Oil Company truck out of Findlay, Ohio. It was heading for a stop in Grand Rapids when the cab became disattached from the trailer. Now, we've got some dramatic video to show you of the flames. It sent black plumes of smoke into the air and kept traffic at bay for quite a while, but luckily no one was hurt. At this point, though, we're told the road, the 196 eastbound lane and westbound lane in that area are going to be closed for several hours while crews work on that wreckage and clean up. At this point, no road condition. For now, we're live in Grand Rapids. Raj Chauhan, News 8.
Okay, thank you, Raj.
Thanks,
I think
Raj.
that might be the first time the Grand River was ever on fire.
Man, that's incredible stuff. I'll tell you.
Well, that's our program, and we'll see you again at 11 o'clock. Have a good one.
Okay. See you later.
It's an event that only happens once a year. No, it's not your birthday. It's the Toyota Nationwide Clearance. Your one and only chance to pick up a 96 Tercel and save as much as $1,300 with options, discounts, and cash back. Or lease a new Tercel for just $159 a month. That's an incredibly low $159 a month for the Toyota that was recently named Best High Mileage Car. Wow, saving money at this Toyota Clearance is a piece of cake.
This Wednesday, go completely wild and do not pay for 1 full year at Art Van's Wild Wednesday sale. Art Van will be closed till 4 p.m. to make additional markdowns. Then the doors open for 7 wild hours of 25 to 70% savings store-wide. Plus, save an extra 20% off the sale price of all floor samples. All with no down payment, no interest, and no payments for 1 full year. Don't miss Wild Wednesday.
Hey, summertime. Lush green grass, blue skies. What could be better? How about a new Buick? And how about some cash to go along with it? That's what you'll find at your Buick dealer's Summerfest. Go with the dramatically designed Riviera and get an incredible $2,000 in factory cash. Plus, get giant cash back on Park Avenue, Regal, Century, and Skylark. Don't miss the biggest savings of the year on a new Buick. Hurry to your Buick dealer's Summerfest today, because just like summer, these values won't last long.
The feds officially want to treat tobacco as a drug. Could it be the end of tobacco, or will the courts stop it? The president makes it legal. Take your health care with you from work, but will it all work for all? And NBC News in depth tonight. Who saw this trend coming? The number of children of the baby boomers is booming.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw. Substituting tonight, Brian Williams.
Good evening. There is word tonight that the current hard times for big tobacco are about to get harder. The word from the White House tonight is that the president has reached a decision on tobacco. Specifically, he is willing to allow it to be regulated like a drug by the Food and Drug Administration. And if true, if it goes through, it would have a staggering effect throughout the country and would be the largest government intervention of its kind into what Americans consume. Our coverage of this still developing story begins in Washington with NBC's Pete Williams.
Senior administration officials tell NBC News the FDA will use its unprecedented new power cautiously, at first limiting only the sale and advertising of tobacco to children. Here's what the FDA's new power will mean. A federal minimum age of 18 to buy cigarettes or chewing tobacco. Proof of age required. A ban on cigarette billboards within 1,000 feet of schools.